We're also learning more tonight about another Missing in America case that we brought you last week. 24-year-old geologist Daniel Robinson has been missing since June 23rd after leaving his job site in Buckeye, Arizona. His blue Jeep turned up a month later, but no sign of him. His dad and also a private investigator have been looking on their own in Arizona in the desert for months, and we are getting some insight into his mindset in the days before he went missing. There are some text messages revealed in a police report from Buckeye Police that show Daniel was texting with a young woman leading up to his disappearance, and she turned down his advances. Robinson worked a side job delivering for Instacart. He also delivered liquor to a woman named Caitlin at her home. She and her friend had invited him in, apparently, and they exchanged phone numbers. Well, within the week, Robinson reportedly showed up unannounced and sent these messages saying, quote, "I couldn't stop thinking about you." She wrote back saying it made her uncomfortable and that she didn't want to hang out with him. According to the text, Robinson showed up at her home again, eventually asking Caitlin, "Do you hate me? Honestly, you showing up at my house unannounced," she said, "made me extremely uncomfortable. I don't see us hanging out anytime soon." All of these messages were then turned over to police and part of their initial report. As of tonight, Daniel's disappearance remains a mystery, and police say there is no evidence that any violence occurred or any foul play has happened. But Daniel's family say it just isn't like him to disappear.
Daniel, can you please tell me what happened the day that you disappeared?
Well, that Jeep that Daniel was driving is now producing some new details. The Buckeye Police Department hired an investigative company that now says the Jeep was involved in a rollover crash and sped up right before impact. They also say the driver may have tried to jump a ravine. Also, new details show the ignition was turned on more than 40 times right after the crash. So some new information tonight. Joining me now, Jeff McGrath, the private investigator hired by the family to help with this case. Jeff, it's good to see you again. You had already known some of the details about what was going on inside this car before the crash, yes. But let's go through a few of these to catch people up. The car sped up right before the SUV crash. There were 40 ignition cycles after the crash. So what does that indicate to you?
Well, for starters, the car did not speed up right before the crash. I don't know where this investigator got this information. I'm looking at the crash data recorder right here, the report that came out of the black box, if you will. And there's no indication. As a matter of fact, the car's speed, the car's engine RPMs actually started to reduce right at the crash, right at the point of crash, right just prior to. So there was no speeding up.
How is your data different than what police through this investigative company? How does this differ?
Well, I don't think my data is different than theirs. This reconstruction outfit, they reviewed the same document I did. They have the same document I do. It's the download from the vehicle's black box. It's called the crash data report. That is the same data. Where he got the vehicle sped up at the end, I have no idea. And when you do a reconstruction of a collision, you not only do you view the reports that the vehicle creates when you download that, but you also need to review the physical evidence, meaning the vehicle. And I have possession of this vehicle, and nobody's asked me to come take a look at it. You need to do the two together. It's not a complete investigation without.
So help us make sense of why they would release this report and not come get the car.
I don't have an answer for that. I don't know. They didn't ask me. As a matter of fact, I've even asked the chief of police in Buckeye if we could have a sit down and try to get on the same page here. And he won't do that with me. So why it took them 3 months to hire an expert, and they should have done this from the beginning. We either could have worked side by side, or I could have stepped out had the person been in it for the right reason. But for him to review the same document that I have possession of, and he does now too, and say the vehicle sped up at the end or tried to jump the ravine is ludicrous. I don't have any evidence of that. and nothing in the vehicle's data from 5 seconds prior to those airbags coming out.
Anything else that
indicates that.
anything else this report revealed that was information even confirming what you know already, or something that you didn't know?
Yeah, there was information. I've been saying from the beginning there were 46 additional ignition cycles on the vehicle after the airbags came out. I stick with that. The report tells me that. Same report he read, and he said looks like there were 46 times. Over 40 times somebody tried to start that vehicle after the airbags came out.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds to me, Jeff, as though you are not at all confident in the police work to this point, and certainly not this latest report revealing some of the intricacies of the black box of the car. I'm wondering, though, based on all of the evidence you have gathered, we were just showing pictures of Daniel on the screen. He's been missing since late June. His Jeep was found in July. Do you have any theories right now on what you have as to what happened to Daniel?
You know, I don't like to put my theories out there because I don't want to lead somebody in the wrong direction if it's not true. It's just a theory at this point. But I stand behind that. You know, whether it was Daniel that was in that vehicle or somebody else, it appears to be that somebody was in a situation that they needed some help. So that I stand by that. But as far as I can't release a theory that I have right now at this point, just because I don't want to.
I understand. Real quickly before I let you go, how's his family doing? How's his dad? I know you're in constant contact.
Family, they're doing it as they have been through this whole thing. They're holding up. They're holding out hope as well. Dad's still, he's still David, and he's doing the best he can, and he's trying not to show any of that emotion on the outside, but I know he's hurting on the inside, and we're just trying to do what we can to soften this blow on him and make it easier.
I know you're working hard on the case. Lots of volunteers out there searching the desert on a regular basis. Jeff, we appreciate the update as always, and there seems as though there are a lot of holes in this one, and hopefully the next time we talk we have a few more answers. Jeff McGrath, private investigator, helping in the search for Daniel Robinson. Jeff, thank you.